first-time one-on-one meeting between two rapidly rising stars regionally who have also made major statements in Premier in recent months. And this could be a nominee for Sleeper Hit of the Night.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 184 pounds, the welterweight, Lee Moriarty.
Lee calls himself the swelterweight because he is right on the cusp of that 185-pound weight limit, the welterweight brand. We've seen him contest against some of the best welterweights, such as, of course, the most recent former champion Nate Wings. And last month, we saw Lee defeat Myron Reed, although asterisk next to that, Lee using the referee as a shield on the way to defeating the one that calls himself Hot Fire.
Any port in a storm, you need a shield. A guy in a zebra outfit is not exactly the number one choice, but if it works, it works.
Lee not taking his competition seriously, but he better get serious quick. The frenetic energy of Andrew Palace always on display. He got earphones.
That's it. Start by that's not right. This is his moment to center himself, to relax.
Lee puts those headphones on to listen to music, to channel himself, and get himself in the mood to compete, and also to drown out the fans that usually critique him and boo him and criticize him as such. But Andrew Palace playing a bit of gamesmanship before we even get to the bell.
It's a little bit of dirty pool there, don't you think, Joe? Yeah, poking it. He did nothing wrong.
There's nothing in the rule book about removing another man's headphones before the match starts.
Sure. I mean, he didn't break the rule. I'm just saying, guys just sitting there, and you come up and take off his headphones. I mean, in polite society, that still gets you a punch in the noggin.
I'm not sure Lee telling everyone to shut up is a definition of polite society, as Palace wants everybody to get louder and make noise.
That's par for the course with Palace. He thrives in that chaos.
And where Palace goes is a portable party, as both men very aggressively tie up.
Did you say a porta potty?
A portable party. I was trying very hard not to say porta potty, but be that as it may.
Lee Moriarty asking for Palace to back up.
Lee is very distressed.
To be fair, that is the rules. He's in the corner.
We talked last month about Taiga style that Lee Moriarty employs. And with the temper tantrums he's thrown already, do you think that he is properly representing the focus that is required to have that kind of discipline?
He might not be at the although he was looking good so far.
Quite mockingly so, Palace, that he got the takedown.
He may not. I mean, he may not be focused. He may not be showing the elements that he is looking to profess. But had he had the chance to concentrate his energy, focus his chi, did he not have a Spasmanian devil try and take his beats, then maybe he would be a better example of Tiger style.
And Palace tell Moriarty to shut up. And Lee is so offended right now.
I mean, it is a little rude. Was that English?
That was a very Lee Moriarty-esque chop. I believe it's SHADDUP.
Oh, shut up.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it.
And Lee is trying to bait Palace in with a handshake, which usually ends in a kick or a punch in the face.
So he was going for a kick on that one.
And Palace has seen that movie before.
Playing along at home, that was an attempted kick.
That's why you're the best color analyst in the business. As Lee Moriarty rolls through, and Palace rolls through the roll-through. And I'll give Palace credit. I have to thank him publicly for helping defuse that situation a month ago when J-Rock and Dave Kitch were out here bullying Nick Wendell. Palace was the one who was able to come out and run them off and put a stop to it so we can get back to the wrestling portion of the broadcast. Palace doing the right thing, had great intentions in mind, and I appreciate him being there. And I appreciate his competitive nature with Lee, but Lee is bending back the fingers to get Palace to break the grip.
Great elbow to the side of the head. What a textbook tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Palace. You know, I don't blame Palace for trying to help out. Just I don't feel that J-Rock is going to be quite so thankful compared to the way you are treating it. I imagine that J-Rock probably has some words for Andrew Palace.
And if I know J-Rock, it's a lot of words in a row. And
probably pretty loud words too.
But important point in this matchup, we saw a moment ago, Lee come down with a double stomp on Palace's arm when Palace was holding on to the top rope, and Lee has zeroed in on that damaged limb ever since. The tide has turned in the form of the apex of combat as Palace tried to battle his way to his feet with his good arm.
And you saw him throw a little chop there with the bad arm and immediately have to shake the pain off out of the hand.
Did I just see Lee attempt to headbutt Palace and then he's the one that went down?
I did not see that.
Both men collided, and I think Lee got the worst of it. Now Palace, that arm is getting stretched and contorted every which way, but it's meant to. And certainly this can create a whole host of openings for Lee Moriarty moving forward. Lee is 1-1 against Myron Reed. You got to believe that sooner or later there'll be a rubber match between those two rapidly rising athletes.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to assume that's coming down the pike somewhere. It may not be immediate, but you know they're going to see each other again.
Palace reversed the suplex for a moment, can't keep control because of the bad arm, and Palace kicking his way out of the Lee suplex. Palace gets him that time.
You can see the pain on Lee Moriarty's face. He landed pretty close to the apron, a lot more solid part of the ring, as we've discussed.
But what does Palace have left in, and how compromised is he based on the damage done to the arm?
Oh, and then Lee Moriarty, he made the reset button and he just hit it. Oh, and a great kick to the face. To the face.
Over there. One foot may have caught around the face, the other may have caught right back in that injured arm.
And now Moriarty with an arm lock. Somewhere between an arm bar and a key lock.
Notice Lee's body's positioned away from Palace, which to stretch and contort. The arm and his fingers as well. Oh, look at the angle of the arm of Palace. It's sickening.
His fingers just wrapped around, too.
The Palace tapped out here. He's center of the ring. He's got to find a counter somewhere. His overhand shots to break the grasp, and Moriarty right back.
Can't find a clever Lancashire way out. Punch to the face always works.
Palace is dazed but on his feet, and he's swinging with everything he's got. Back fist connects. Uppercut connects.
And leaning into him, keeping him at the ropes. Nope. Oh, it faked it. A fake out. Drew him in and then an elbow back.
Oh, a huge clothesline. Palace making the most out of the good arm.
It almost looked like Moriarty got distracted by one of those moron fans or something. Looked back, not unsure of where Palace was, turned around and just ate that clothesline.
There's those focus and discipline issues if that's the case. But Lee got absolutely sent for a loop, and Palace may have an opening to follow through.
Point of that elbow right across the face. Oh! High angle.
And Lee rolls to the floor.
I mean, after a backdrop driver like that, I would probably look to compose myself as well. Focus my chi, work on my Tiger style. Oh!
And Palace went for a dive, but Lee cuts Palace off the pass. Palace the drop kick. Look out here. Palace connects with the dive that time. Tope suicida. Lee is down. Can Palace follow through? He's trying to quickly. Doesn't want to give Lee an opening. Go back to that arm that Palace is still favoring.
Nope. Switch round. Oh. Moriarty lands on his feet. Hammerlock.
Hammerlock DDT and now into the Fujiwara.
He didn't have the headlock. He just held onto the arm and drove it down. Almost more of a putting the pressure of it onto the shoulder instead of the head.
Palace a heartbeat away from tapping. Palace needs to find a way.
Conversely, Moriarty needs to get his legs under him and lean back. No, he's to the ropes.
Palace just barely got the tip of the toe to cause the break. And you can see that frustration building a bit in the body language of the apex of combat.
Just the tip is all it takes to get that hold to break. And Moriarty now across the ring. Oh! Just laying in British-style uppercuts.
Took too much time in Palace. Back with a shotgun drop kick. Half Nelson suplex overhead. Lee is dazed. Butterfly. Lee gets bomb shoulders down for 2. Man, Palace is bringing the high impact offense, but you notice every time it just rips and tears away at that arm and shoulder a little bit more.
Yeah, you can see him trying to work some feeling back into it.
And those moments that Palace has to do that are affecting his follow-up, affecting his follow-through, and it gives Lee time to recover.
Conversely, you saw Lee Moriarty holding his head there. Oh!
Hernia driver coming up.
Moriarty has it scouted, elbows to that bad arm. Oh!
See, they've just trapped the arm between the legs, and just that kicking motion puts such torque on the arm and the takedown as well.
Moriarty did an almost inverted Lemistica, going vertical and horizontal on the spin. That was only 2.
And Lee's face tells the story. The longest 2 yet for Lee against the former premier champion. And this is Lee's history. He gets desperate, and sometimes Lee's actions leave a lot more to be desired when he gets desperate.
Time to clear the cobwebs. Stay on him. Oh!
Palace the inside cradle.
Just 2.
Lee connects high.
Strike coming in.
Yeah, Lee got all of it, but able to counter and single arm, twisting, takedown, 2 count only. I'm not sure what you can specifically call that. The Palace barely survived.
Somewhere between a slam, a driver, I don't know. Boy, but Moriarty wasn't able to get his fingers locked to hold that cradle. Otherwise, that could have been 3, Joe.
Oh, without question. And Lee once again jaw-jacking with fans, and certainly measuring Palace to attempt to finish him off.
You notice of all he's deciding to kick right into that arm and shoulder. He is picking that spot to attack. He could kick him in the head. He's not.
Lee maybe trying to set back up to that Fujiwara arm bar. Lee calls it joint custody. Barely work. Whoa, wait. Hernia driver! He may not get the opportunity. Palace sneaks in a win.
Lee Moriarty looking impressive, but Andrew Palace had that scouted.